Yep.
Yep.
All right.
We are live.
We are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym and a Crypto, episode 155.
Man.
Today is Friday, April 27th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
We've been hitting that 10, 10:01, 10:02 very good lately. You know, I gotta say,
warning, just jump
pat on the back. You know, we'll do it live. We will do it live in the words of a famous talk show host who got what's the word I'm looking for? Uprooted from his own posting because of his craziness.
Everybody getting uprooted this week.
Right. Blockchain Shuja, what's going on? Sergeant Crypto, P-Man Van, Tessa.
What's up, Be Well? Come on in, join the party.
Welcome. All right, for the free Bitcoin yesterday, who won?
So, for the free Bitcoin, unfortunately, there were no comments, so there is no free Bitcoin for today. The question was about the 18th millionth Bitcoin being mined. Where will you be? 17th it was yesterday. 18th millionth. Where will you be? No. So, in October of 2019, which is sort of around the time when it should be mined, where will you be, and what will you be doing at that time? Nobody answered, but feel free to answer now if you want. May still send that free Bitcoin out before the show is over.
What's going on, Carly, Durin DC?
What's good?
New York, Anyo, KH. I will say, though, that, you know, for those who listen to us on our podcast and Twitch and everything, if you do want to answer for the free Bitcoin, it's only a few dollars worth. You can just go on YouTube anytime throughout the day before the next show and just put your comment in quotations there. So that is that. All right, let's get down to it. Not a lot of news today, which is kind of a good thing after all the FUD that's been coming. So it's good to have a day off or so. But $670 million Bitcoin futures post record daily volume as market recovers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is a pretty high volume.
Yeah.
Bitcoin futures volume reached an all-time high on Wednesday, peaking near a combined $670 million between regulated U.S. exchanges, CME and CBOE. Of course, that's CBOE. Looks like on CME they traded about 11,000 plus contracts worth an equivalent of 56,010 Bitcoin. And then CBOE also has some competitive numbers as well to go along with that. I think it's about 3,700 contracts, about 18,580 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people. Put that into Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like 670 million is literally on the sideline because y'all was tricked off these streets.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, they got you to fall for one of the oldest tricks. When gold was going crazy, what did they introduce? Gold futures. When silver is doing the same thing, silver futures. Same thing for any industry. When it starts going parabolic, so to say, or starts actually increasing, they introduce futures. It gives institutional people a chance to pay a certain amount to gain money without actually buying the asset, which, you know, kind of artificially drives the price. Even though it's not really a valuation of how much Bitcoin is worth, who knows? When it really comes out how much Bitcoin is worth, it'll be a long time from now. So right now it's all speculation, and these contracts increasing, especially during the bullish momentum, is good. If these contracts were the highest volume, you know, as we were, you know, tanking, it'd be kind of, you know, disheartening. But, you know, at the same time, it's one of those things that we'll see more volume, I think, May and June. But this is just the beginning, in my opinion.
Right. This is like literally how bankers are getting all their clients over. You know, their clients say, well, I've been hearing about Bitcoin. It was like, oh, don't worry about Bitcoin crypto. We have these future contracts that are way better.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're just listening to their financial advisor or whatever, the trader. I had this guy or this woman doing this for me for the last 15, 20 years. They said buy a contract or a future, whatever that's what I'm going to do. And I bet you that the interest or the money they make, their commission, they're using that to actually buy real Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah.
Whereas they're selling a contract to they're selling $670 million worth of contracts.
Yeah.
So
just to sign a piece of paper.
That
you don't
is,
actually own anything, but
the diddly gang is real and in effect out here.
Oh yeah.
All right. Speaking of record-breaking numbers, Samsung reveals their record-breaking numbers or their record-breaking quarter amid crypto mining demand. Early this year, Samsung expanded into mass-producing ASIC chips. Of course, for those who know ASIC, I can't even say the word right now. ASICs, or no, right?
Not the shoes.
Not the shoes, but the chips are what's used to mine Bitcoin. They can find an exploit in the code basically and mine it a lot more efficient and faster than traditional GPUs can. So it looks like the move is paying off for Samsung. What's going on with them?
Well, Samsung introduced ASIC miners because they have the ability to process or to produce chips at a higher rate than pretty much anybody in the world. So they started producing ASICs for mining, and it paid off for them because everybody, you know, the only thing, you know, more bullish than the Bitcoin market is the mining market as far as chips, ASICs, GPUs, computers, things that you need in order to mine. So Samsung introduced it. 10% jump over the quarter, and if you are a big company, 10% is a lot, especially if you're a billion-dollar company
on a traditional market.
Yeah, on a traditional market. So good for them. Like we kept saying, if you align yourself on the right side of history, you will be rewarded for it. So far, I haven't seen anybody who hasn't been.
Like every business that's came over has done well.
Everybody, and that's why it's weird to see, you know, regular everyday people talk about risk and what can happen, and you look at these big companies, like they have billions to risk. They have, you know, their name to risk, and they're still, you know, in it some way or another. Even if they don't buy crypto, trade it or whatever, they're selling shovels. They're, you know, like we always say, if you got the money to, then do it. Or if you want to work in the industry, I can bet you they'll have a whole department with new jobs coming simply because they introduced the ASICs mining portion of their business. So good for them. That's it.
And it looks like they posted a revenue of $14.45 billion. Wow. And that was just the first quarter. So that ASIC chip definitely did what it's supposed to. For those who follow us on Twitter at KRBE Crypto, literally 3 days ago, we tweeted what an ASIC chip was. And so it's kind of interesting. You know, we know how to read into the future, people. You all know that if you watch us. No. But yeah, we tweeted ASIC application-specific integrated circuit. In other words, a chip designed to perform a narrow set of tasks compared to CPU or GPU that perform a wide range of functions. ASIC typically refers to specialized mining chips or the whole machines built on these chips.
Yes.
So literally tweeted that a few days ago because, again, as Bitcoin Zay said, that is one of the ways to sell the shovels. And companies like Samsung, who are already large, already have the money to kind of go into a field like this and become profitable and successful. We're going to see more of them do it. It only makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if down the line Verizon or somebody jumped on it as well, because it's one of those things. Tesla, you know, everyone. So
if you have any type of energy company or you produce hardware, you should be all over this. I mean,
right. Oh, Carly, thank you.
Oh, Carl Durandi, appreciate it, my man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the tip. Said, unfortunately, can't finish the podcast. I will catch it on my commute home. Hey, no problem. That. Special shout out to you. IBM reimagines proof of work for blockchain Internet of Things. This is a pretty cool story. You know, we are always talking about the Internet of Things here because we do believe that's the future, connecting everyone, everywhere, and everything. We were talking about, because Bitcoin, they told me about the show The Blacklist. They were talking about on there. Internet of Things, the supercomputers and quantum computing and all that stuff. But it looks like IBM is seeking to patent a method for ensuring that a network of connected devices can securely execute blockchain-based smart contracts. So IBM is trying to make sure Internet of Things work. Is that what I'm reading?
And they're trying to basically have a monopoly on patents. Because good gracious, IBM, they've been pumping out the patents. But basically, proof of work, if you know, of course, is the algorithm used for Bitcoin mining as well as other altcoins. However, IBM is reimagining proof of work because if you have certain products such as a light bulb or a toaster, and you have to have that proof on the blockchain, they sort of changed it via device, so to say, and the nonce value, which is a part of the block, which you don't need to know all that. However, they basically changed that and created a patent out of it because they'll be the first company to do it on the Internet of Things, which will basically keep everything in your home tied together. So if you've heard of smart homes, if you've heard of smart cities, things of that nature.
Everything we're excited about.
Everything we're excited about. IBM is basically trying to create the technology to make it work. And we'll see, because technology like this takes years. And I'm pretty sure if you're just getting the patent for it, it'll probably be another 5 years before we see it in full out production. However, it's already started. I know people who have smart homes, people have Internet of Things devices. If you have a, what's the thing, a Google, what is it? When someone's like, hey Google, or hey Siri, whatever.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know
the little cylinder things that talk to you. Alexa, yeah.
Siri. I don't trust them, so I don't have one. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's already here. It's just like we said, it slowly creeps in, and the next thing you know, everything is on the Internet of Things. So,
and then I think the good thing is, from a private standpoint, private companies, private businesses, we're almost looking at like the space race right now for Internet of Things, for crypto.
AI.
For AI. Like, it's literally the space race, but this time with private companies. Interesting, because you would think the government would lead the way on that, as they did back in the space race days when it was definitely national security because of Star Wars and lasers and missiles hitting people. But now we're seeing that from private companies where they're literally like, hey, everyone knows this technology is doable now. It's one of those things where we know the answer to the equation, we know some of the parts of the equation, and we know there's other parts that can be created to finish it, but no one just knows it yet. So everybody's literally in a race to figure out, all right, what's the rest of these equation to get to
it's like a standard
total
template.
Exactly, a standard template, whatever. This smart home is what the basics is on this. The AI is at this level. So it's really good. I think it's cool to see all these businesses now to start to, of course, for competition purposes, divert resources to it, but also just to be the next smart people in the room, right? Who doesn't want to have some of these things under their belt first to say they started or they helped create the community around it. So
and a great comment, John Siebert. The IoT, like we said, I don't trust it, the Alexa stuff and all that, because honestly, like we said before, it's a listening device, so to say, if it wants to be. And most of the stuff that is connected on the Internet of Things, it'll be connected to a bank account or to a wallet. So you will have that to worry about. However, like we said before, there are decentralized exchanges, decentralized coins that are actually using the Internet of Things in there. Like IOTA was one of the ones that tried it on a big scale. They're going through their problems, but there's a few that are basically like, if we can connect this currency to your power consumption, Internet of Things, we can decentralize your information and make sure it's encrypted. So you won't have to actually give your information in order for it to work. But
and then as in regards to Big Brother, my answer is rifles.
Yeah.
Big Brother would not have the same type of presence it has if every family had that rifle in the house.
Or a drone.
Or a drone. There we go.
I got a custom drone maker.
You knew all of your citizens were really about that life. Big Brother would not be as powerful, but they know you're not, which is why they are.
You're content watching Netflix,
right,
and eating
and bonbons.
Yeah, and bonbons.
In France, crypto is now movable property, taxed down from 45 to 19%. Now, this looks like an awesome story. In France, the Council of State has changed the tax rate on cryptocurrency sales to a flat rate of 19%, rather than up to 45% like before.
Thanks, France.
Local news outlet Le Monde reported. This is the reason why this is important, though. We kind of said that when it came to U.S. taxes this year. People were asking, should we do our taxes? Do we tell them? Of course, our advice was, consult a professional, but if you're not making that much money in crypto, it really doesn't matter. But this is important because we see the U.S. doing this as well. Right now with your crypto gains, you can get taxed up to like 60%. Looks like in France, you were taxed up to 45%. And this is so arbitrary. All of a sudden, one day they say, well, actually, it's down to 19%.
So if you paid that 45%.
I would say I want the rest of my money back. I want my money.
That's why I kind of tell people with taxes, wait and see. There is no set. Because if you start paying.
That's a big difference. 45 to 19%.
If you made $1 million last year in crypto, that hurts. You
know
what I mean? Like, if you're a business,
$450,000 to $190,000, big difference.
Big difference, man.
Big difference.
$260K.
I mean, $200K is still too much in my book, but
and that's if you want to pay taxes. But
right.
this to me is setting a precedent for people to ignore their tax rates because they can't come to a conclusive tax rate. And plus, the argument of
because they're stealing it.
Yeah, that of course. But the argument about a global currency can't happen if you have different tax codes in different countries at different times. So you have people who I sold crypto to somebody in France. I never met them, didn't know it. Their IP address, they didn't show it.
Right.
But they could say, oh yeah, this person, you transacted it, it's gonna be taxed in France, it's gonna be taxed in America.
Right, that's not.
And
happening.
then which one is it gonna be? SEC's tax, the CFTC, property tax. I mean, it's so convoluted.
Right. Forget
about it. And I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are kind of listening because so far it's only been reported. A little over 100 people have reported
fight
Bitcoin
the power.
100 people, and that's what people keep asking about. What should I do for tax? What should I do? And we tell people, talk to your financial advisor. But right now, there is no answer. Like we couldn't even. No matter what we tell you, it could change tomorrow. So
what you should do for taxes is tell every. You know what the original terrorists, the original American terrorists did to Britain when they tried to tax them. There was a war, people.
Yeah.
Boston Tea Party. Have you heard it? No taxation without representation.
Oh yeah.
All right, so having you are crying about taxes and your roof about to cave in, like priorities. All right.
Yeah, go dump some tea and
but yeah, so it's one of those things where, again, interesting to see this, but this is something we called out. We saw it happen. It's going to happen in the U.S. again because 60% is ridiculous. We know that. But right now, It is literally. I mean, they account for this stuff. There's not. There aren't. You know, they don't make the best decision, but they're smart people in government. They know that they can say, "Hey, let's charge it 40 to 60%." Are we gonna get everybody to pay it? Hell no. But as long as we get some of the Deadly Do Right gang to do it, then we'll make money.
Yeah,
we'll make money.
You're gonna scare people out their draws,
and that's what they're doing now in the U.S. That's what they did in France. It looked like at 45%, 40 people. You're gonna get almost half of your crypto earnings away off of an arbitrary, subjective rule that literally just popped up out of the blue on a Wednesday morning.
Yeah, in Japan it's like 60, isn't it?
Yeah,
70.
Again,
something crazy.
Again, I mean. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I think this also hits more businesses as well, more than individual.
That's what I was saying.
Because it's tougher. It's tougher for a business to kind of high multi-millions of dollars. I won't even say high, but not give away 45% of multi-millions of dollars. However, as an individual, unless you're really pulling down huge numbers and huge capital, like
don't worry about it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Stop stressing yourself.
Because you see what they're doing. Literally, the people last week who gave that 45% tax, what are they to do? They will not receive their money back. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Calm down.
You know what grinds my gears? Crypto market hitting $40 trillion in 10 years. Definitely possible, says Pantera Capital CEO. I mean, we just get done with a tax story. You're talking about a hedge fund who owns a hedge fund of about $1 billion plus cryptocurrency hedge fund, saying that the crypto market can hit $40 trillion in 10 years.
Pantera.
And you think I'm going to give half away to taxes every year? Come on. Out of your mind.
40 trillion is, like we said, we're trying to hit the 1 trillion mark. So theoretically, if we hit the 1 trillion mark, Bitcoin will be somewhere around 20K.
I didn't know.
So if you times it by 40 and you account for the number of coins that'll probably be in production, let's say 10,000 at that point. That'll take some of the market cap at that point.
Right.
Let's say Bitcoin at that point only does it times 10. That's still Bitcoin would be worth 200K.
Well, that kind of goes with Don Draper.
Don Draper by 2025.
Yeah,
250K. And that's simple math, really. It's just if the amount of money in the market.
That's where they're coming up with these numbers from, people.
Nobody's really entering this market to lose. So if you have institutional investors come in at whatever value they're coming in at, which I think a lot of them did at the 6,000 range. That's where you should be placing your bids and being ready to trade at, because going forward, that price isn't coming back to these levels, in my opinion, for a long time. If it does what I think it can, with Pantera basically saying it, $1 billion hedge fund,
$1 billion cryptocurrency hedge fund of that.
Yeah, crypto hedge fund.
I didn't even realize that. I know they're a $1 billion crypto hedge fund.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they have all $1 billion into crypto right now.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I know they do as far as long-term investments, but I'm sure they cash out when they have to. But I will say, just a little secret for our warriors, the number one cryptocurrency Pantera is invested in is Icon. So I'll tell you that.
There you go, people.
Yeah, Icon is the number one they've invested in, and I will say they've done pretty well recently. So just take that with a grain of salt. That's all I have to say.
Do your own research, but there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and last but not least, I don't have the story pulled up.
That's all good.
Was that it? That might have actually been it. It's not a lot of news today.
Yeah, pretty slow day, but it's all good. It's Friday. People trying to relax. They're tired of footing the machine.
There we go. It's good to see Bitcoin is at 9,200 on a Friday, though. We'll see how long that sustains. Again, I'm going to be paying close attention, because as the month draws down, I want to see that price dips by the last day of the month, and if it comes back up first or second day of the month. As I say, I've been taking a peek at that every month. Looks like that price has been dipping, but if it doesn't, then I really have some bullish sentiments for May, which we already do, but that's definitely gonna go up.
Yeah, mid-May is gonna be very important.
All right. CKH said I'll be straight when Ada can finish this cup.
Everybody calling for the Cardano cup and handle.
Right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Make sure you place your sale bids. That's all I gotta say.
For the free Bitcoin, what are we doing?
So for the free Bitcoin today, Pantera Capital suggests 40 trillion in 10 years. What do you think the market cap, the total market cap in 10 years will be, and why? Do you think it'll be a global crisis? Do you think people will just choose it? Do you think the aliens will show up? Let us know. Put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin.
There you go. Thanks for watching, people. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Again, looks like it's a slow news day. Hopefully we can go throughout the weekend and not have too much craziness, just a price increase. But if not, you know we'll be here Monday to report sometime at 10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cheers. You know you can follow us at KRBE Crypto. Make sure you check out our website, all the podcasts, rate those things, smash that like and share button here, people. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about the crypto space, you can join our newsletter group on our website.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Have a good one, people.